Today there are many updates from the Kursk direction. Here, elite Ukrainian units backed by NATO-supplied weaponry are pushing deeper into Belgorod, but Ukrainians are not the only ones fighting. Leading the charge is now a fierce group of Colombian stormtroopers. Trained for jungle warfare and hardened by fighting brutal cartels, they've become a nightmare for Russian Marines, VDV, and even North Korean commandos, and they're just getting started. Currently, the elite 47th Mechanized Brigade has deployed to Belgorod, reinforcing the second Ukrainian incursion across the Russian border. Fighting with Western weapons under a NATO-style command, they use FPV drones to strike Russian supply lines and scout targets for Ukrainian airstrikes. Alongside them is the brigade's largest foreign volunteer unit, an assault grenadier company comprising almost entirely Colombian fighters. Colombians make up a significant portion of Ukraine's foreign fighters. With the 1-2-year mandatory military service and the second largest army in South America, Colombia offers a large pool of experienced soldiers to recruit. With extensive experience and training in fighting drug gangs and cartels, they are used to operating with scarce resources in harsh conditions. One Colombian volunteer fighter notes how the fighting in Ukraine is much more advanced, securing positions with drones and artillery before advancing with high support. However, their instructors report that the extensive military experience of the Colombian volunteers make them expert fighters once trained and ready for the battlefield of Ukraine. Lieutenant Hamlet Avagan, commander of the 47th Colombian Volunteer Company, explains that the Colombian fighters communicate clearly, both with each other and with him, can carry out missions independently, and that many prefer frontline roles, showing strong motivation and combat spirit. However, he adds that high costs severely limit recruitment. While Colombian assault troopers receive the same $3,000 salary, the brigade must cover travel expenses. He notes that 200 Colombians joined his unit in March, but over 2,000 more remain in Colombia, waiting for a ticket they cannot afford. He describes how the Colombian grenadiers have repeatedly proven themselves in combat, taking on elite Russian Marines, VDV units, and even North Korean commandos. In one mission, Russians had pushed close to the brigade's rendezvous point, threatening to overrun Ukrainian soldiers there. 6 Colombians were dispatched in a Bradley armored fighting vehicle to stop the Russian advance. Under heavy fire, the Bradley disembarked the assault group. They moved in pairs, 2 advancing while 4 provided covering fire, moving closer and clearing a building packed with Russian troops using grenades and rifle fire. Despite Russians unleashing a barrage of bullets and explosives, they kept their composure, completed the mission, and withdrew without casualties, later praised by their commander for executing a flawless assault. In another engagement, the Colombian assault company faced off against a massive wave of North Korean soldiers as they tried to gain a foothold on Ukrainian defenses. Soldiers of the company shared geolocated footage of them taking out 4 BMPs loaded with North Korean soldiers with Stognapi anti-tank missiles. After the surviving North Koreans scattered to their positions, the Colombian grenadiers were deployed in hit-and-run tactics, supported by armored fighting vehicles, drones, and artillery. In a battle spanning over 10 days, the Colombians and Ukrainians utterly decimated the North Korean forces, resulting in a series of disastrous Russian rescue operations that you might remember from previous reports. For their exceptional job, their commander notes that he ensures the fighters are treated as kings when they return, not having to clean their weapons, and receiving 1 or 2 days to recuperate between each assault mission. Overall, the deployment of Colombian stormtroopers alongside Ukraine's elite brigades has added a decisive advantage in the fight against the Russian invasion. From coordinated assaults with Bradley vehicles to repelling North Korean mass assaults, their performance has earned them deep respect among Ukrainian ranks. Led by seasoned officers, highly motivated and well cared for, these fighters continue to prove their value with every mission. While financial constraints still limit broader recruitment, their presence has already made a tangible impact, turning the tide in several key battles and others laying down their lives for a free Ukraine. Lastly, I know that many of you wanted to support us, but held back because we only accepted credit card payments. Today we are excited to announce that we have now added PayPal and other convenient electronic payment options. To thank you for waiting for such a long time, we are launching our biggest offer ever, 50% sale on all subscription levels. By subscribing, you are not just supporting our work, you're also unlocking access to our exclusive insights, in-depth overviews of all fronts, and strategic geopolitics videos. If you wanted to support our efforts but haven't had the chance, now is the perfect time to jump in and make a real difference. So check out the link in the description to join our cause and become an exclusive member of our community. I truly appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us. Your support means the world to us.